Camera rolling?
Camera rolling.
All right, y'all too, man. Thanks for coming in.
Hit me with the clap. Pause.
All right.
that sounded crazy. Felt crazy.
That was wild. That was a wild one.
That was wild.
That was wild.
We good to go?
Action.
Okay. What's good, people? It's another episode of Nothing But the Truth. We have a special guest, Gun Instructor Jones.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good, my brother. How about yourself?
I'm good.
Man, so I have questions.
Yes, sir.
I have a lot of questions. I have enemies. I'm trying to get them going. No, I'm joking. I think what's really interesting to me is when I see problems and, like we just said, people finding the solutions. So if you want to start from the beginning.
Okay.
Who are you? How'd you get into it? And what did you get into?
Well, I'm Avon. I'm from this area, the Columbia area and the Baltimore area, just from the DMV, really. I've lived all over it.
Nice.
I've been into firearms since I was a young boy.
Nice.
I got in trouble for what's that word? Let's just say somebody said I bought a BB gun to school.
Was it allegations?
Allegations, you feel me? Accusations.
Accusations.
Somebody, So I've been into firearms since then, since I found my dad's real gun. I've always loved them.
Where'd you find it?
Under the bed.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard at all. You know what I'm saying? He had his time in the street, you know what I mean? Baltimore, West Baltimore, so he always had one. Everybody around me had one.
Right.
I got into them. No, I've always loved firearms, always.
So when you got in trouble with the alleged BB gun in school, how old were you?
I was 8 years old.
8?
I was 8. You want to tell you how it happened though?
Yeah.
My cousin.
Did you just want to show someone, like, oh, look what I have, or?
Yeah and no, right? Because I was the new dude in school.
Okay.
In Columbia, and certain things was happening. I was a tall, light-skinned, curly-haired dude, and certain
prime
things
target.
I went about it the wrong way. I mean, it was a BB gun. You feel me? And somebody told on me.
Right.
My mother being the G that she is, she made sure she got it up out of the house. It was never found, but
man, isn't that a blessing? Isn't that a blessing?
Yeah. Don't do that at home. Don't do that at home, kids, please.
But mothers, make sure you do that at home. always stand in front of the bullet for your sons, man.
Of course.
No, that's beautiful. But no, I definitely understand. I can relate very well to being a new kid in Columbia.
Yeah, of course.
And them taking certain things, picking on them, and then you kind of come to your own resolution. And then at 8, but in my case at 15, you don't know the right way or the proper way to take care of how you feel about certain things. And I remember one time, similar story. I get pulled over. They look in my trunk. They find out I'm on the phone with my mother at the time. We have me right around the corner. So stay right there. I'll be right there. Pulled up in the robe, yelling at the police officer, "Leave my son alone!" Blah, blah. I'm dead wrong. Trunk is full of the dirt. But it's good to know that someone's always in your corner, right or wrong.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody in your corner.
For sure.
It's a must.
So you get caught the BB gun. Mother holds it down. What lesson did you learn from that? Because when we look at the way the journey went for you, the love and interest for guns, which started off on the wrong side, ended up very much on the right side.
Yeah, it was a lot more of that too. I learned from that. Don't ever do that shit again.
Yeah.
Bringing
it to school,
and she taught me with that leather too. You know what I'm saying? But you never want to do that. It's never a good thing to do, and a lot of people could have been hurt. It was only a BB gun.
Right.
But
just imagine if it wasn't.
Yeah, people could have been hurt, and I had no idea how to work that. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was just a cool thing to have, right? Yeah. But my love and interest did continue. It definitely did, and ever since, it's funny because I went from that to being an older young man, should I say, and still running away from the police with the same problem.
Right. It's just you're better now at creating those problems.
Yes, and now going about it the legal way and giving everybody around me the right information. So it just how to obtain.
And there's no school. Well, let me rephrase that. There's no program within the schools that will give you the proper education for firearm safety.
Yeah, but then you have the Mark Choppers of the world actually going in the schools and teaching safety about firearms.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It's needed.
It's a beautiful thing.
Because how many times do you see on the news a kid found a firearm and hurt themselves.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
They need to know these things. There needs to be classes in the school, outside of school. Parents need to bring their kids to the range.
Exactly.
To educate their kids about the firearm in case they're negligent about
what do you think is the right age to bring your child to the range?
It's funny.
Wait, can you bring your child under 18 if you're there?
Yeah. Well, you have to bring a guidance or whatever you want to call
like someone has to sign for them.
Yes, they hit you. If you're under 21, somebody has to sign for you. Yeah, if you're under 21,
right,
you have to have somebody there with you to say that they can shoot, basically.
Nice.
Because it's a liability thing.
For sure.
And an insurance thing. But I feel like when your child is mature enough, that's when you teach them.
Right.
Most kids start learning when they're 8 years old.
There's a guy online that says that you should teach your children about gun safety in the same parallel as you teaching them how to cross the street. I've been teaching my child since he was 1 how to cross the street. I wouldn't teach him how to hold my 38.
Hey, look, but how mature is their mind?
Right.
Because you got somebody that might actually teach their child at 8 years old. You got some people that's like, hell no.
Right.
And they don't touch it until they're like 14 because they actually start listening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. Because you could teach them 8, but they're not going to hear it. There's some things that my mother been saying since I was 10, and that shit didn't hit till last week.
Nah, for real.
So, all right, to stay on the timeline, in your adolescence, you said you were still getting in some type of trouble with the same nature. Did you get into any legal troubles with firearms?
Close, but never.
Right.
Close, but never. Thank God I was smart enough and had some of the right people around me to keep me away from that.
Right.
But I was always very discreet, right? I had a street life before this. You know what I'm saying? Where I was very much in the street. And
do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I will. I sold a lot of drugs in the streets of Columbia. You feel me? From Baltimore to Columbia. Yep. I'm not proud of that. You know what I'm saying? It's something I'll talk about it now, but I try to keep it away from certain conversations. But
like you don't walk into the teachings like, I remember when I used to sell drugs.
Yeah. I don't mind, but it's something that helped me grow as an individual.
Oh yeah.
And I did have troubles with that though, with selling. You know what I mean?
Right.
Couple technicalities, thank God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
case dismissed or a nice deal with no.
There was never even a warrant to raid my house. Yeah, it was bad.
God bless.
Yeah. But good thing is me and my men made it out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody home, everybody good. You feel me?
Yep. Shout out to the gang, man. Shout out to the gang. I know you heard about that one biker gang. I think it was like. And how many people got arrested in that biker raid? I think it was like 89 bikers got locked up. No one said anything. The entire thing disappears. 89 people, bro. All just stayed silent for like 48 hours apiece, and everyone went home.
Well, you know, that's why they got the saying, 3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead.
Chill out, bro.
Yeah.
But hey, for sure.
Hey, look.
So did you get in trouble? You say you got in trouble for drugs. The guns weren't involved, but you still had a love for guns at the time.
Of course. It's funny thing about it, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was going to become an instructor way before I became an instructor now, but the troubles held me up. So the good thing about that is, you know, I had to learn. I wasn't in the right mental capacity back when I was selling drugs. I'd have still been selling drugs and still been teaching people how to get guns. And you 100%. Can't bring your old self into your new blessings. Always remember that. For sure.
And even if you find a window in time where you can, don't believe that overlap.
Man, it's not
Don't
happening.
believe it. Because it's like, look at me, I'm doing both. I can just keep doing this. It's like when I was trading. I taught myself how to trade stocks in jail. Came home, started investing. When COVID hit, I started teaching. And right before the mother of my child got pregnant, I planned on doing both. I'm going to fund my trading with these packs. And we just kept going back and forth. But luckily, once he came around, I made that choice. I'm like, one of these legs in the overlap is going to make sure that I'm not going to be here for him. So I'll just get rid of that and stay on the trading.
You know, it's crazy you say that. I tried not with the firearms before this is aired. Not with the firearms, but it was with my other company. I have a courier company during the day where I pick up things from point A and take them to point B to drop them off. I make good money doing that. You know what I'm saying? But when I first started my carrier company, I told myself like, yo, this gas is a fucking lot, bro. Nah, I gotta pick a pack back up real quick.
Yeah.
Man, it just didn't work out. Like it just didn't work out like it worked out before. Plus, all the fiends were dead now. You know what I'm saying? All the fiends was locked up or getting clean. Good shit
Good
for
for
them.
them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just didn't fit me no more. It's not who I was anymore.
So you kind of just grew out of it. There wasn't like a certain event that happened or something that happened that's like it's over with.
I grew out, and then plus, one thing I tell you this: when the police watch you, they never stop watching you. When the
Ain't
police,
that the motherfucking
especially when you get locked up, you get a no bail, all that good shit, right?
Yeah.
You're known, your family's known for it, and they never stop watching you. I felt like I was being watched one day, right? And I come across an actual police officer that I know a long time in Howard County. He just says, "Yeah, I see you doing well out here. If I was you, I wouldn't go back down that road that you used to go down."
Facts.
And it was just like him telling me without telling me, like, yeah, we on your
watching
ass. Yeah, we know what you...
It wasn't Officer Buchanan, was it?
Nah.
For those who don't know, I think we brought Buchanan up on like episode 2. For those who don't know, every district has that one cop in the biker shorts up to his thighs,
bro,
with the shirt too tight,
Reno,
boots on, and he's riding a bike fiercely around the neighborhood. Bro, Buchanan one time, he's on his bike coming down the path. He jumped off the bike, hit a roll, tackled someone, put him in handcuffs. And we're like, what do we do? He's like, I'm gonna find out. It's like, bro, calm it down. Fast forward 5 years, he's the cop that ran in my brother's house and raided it. When he's running through the shit, he pulls the floorboards up and says, "Booyah!" I'm like, bro,
hey,
this is your job. This isn't a video game. Like, we want to go to jail. You talking about booyah? So it's like, every time I think about him, I'm like, bro, one day I want to sit and have a drink. And I'm like, fuck was your problem, bro?
he was crazy, bro.
He was insane.
He was crazy.
He was insane. I'm talking tuck and roll off the moving bike straight to handcuffs.
I think that's when my investigation started.
Yeah.
Was with Buchanan. I was over on the 5400 side, the mall side, Harper's Choice, and he pulled up.
Oh yeah.
I was sitting in my car. He basically just ransacked my car.
Yeah.
And that's when I think it started. He couldn't find nothing, but he found a scale. And while I was driving away and I looked in my rearview mirror, me and my homeboy was sitting on the curb. He cussing him out. I'm like, yo, just shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up. Mind you, he's going through. He like, why you got shotgun slugs in your trunk? Like, this is like all the signs of me being an instructor or dealing with guns, period. It just keep showing up. I'm like, I just bought a shotgun. I just moved in a new place. Yeah, whatever. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I'm pulling off and I see him take a Q-tip with a test bag and rub against the scale and put it in there and start shaking the joint to see if it turned. I'm like, yeah, I'm tripping.
He's pressed. He was pressed.
Then people came all the way to Virginia to get me, bro. Yeah, bro.
And then what you don't realize is when you're in that world, you think there's so many of you. Because all you know is, if you're groomed into being a basketball player like LeBron was, all you know is hoopers. So as far as you're concerned, everyone hoops. But really, it's just the handful that's dominating that little corner. So if you're making noise in that industry, they can see you like you stick out like a sore thumb.
You know what fucked me up? I went from a 90, a blue, smoky, not passing inspection at all, 1990 Caprice Classic blue, right?
Damn.
Tints on it, up to a Chrysler 200, 2016.
Yep.
And within 6 months to a 2017 Dodge Challenger Silver Bullet.
That's crazy.
With tints on it.
That's crazy.
And I just thought nobody was watching me.
And they're watching the whole thing. They're watching the whole thing.
You crazy out here, but I mean, when they raided my house, they told me like we was trying to raid your house several different times, but you just kept moving.
Damn.
Yeah, bro, it's real out here. Columbia is a small place.
No,
if you think you out here get money and then nobody
and
got
they
their
don't know about it,
you're crazy.
They're on it. Well, I'm glad we got past that and that we're able to sit down and have these conversations.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
You know, and I think what you're doing is, you know how they talk about like the school to prison pipeline. It's really like the wrong route to the right route pipeline that you're creating. Because anyone that takes an interest in what you're doing, they've already taken the interest maybe outside of boundaries.
Of
You know what I'm
course,
saying? And you're
of
kind of
course.
just bringing them in.
Yeah.
So it's like each one teach one and just keep saving, and eventually we'll save as many as we can, doing whatever we can, whether it's music, providing jobs, the carrier company that you have, the people that you hire.
Yeah.
So what was like the first year of instructing? What was that like for you?
It was great, bro. It was great. To be exact, 331 students I taught.
Wow.
Yeah, 331 students I taught. I taught plenty of people how to turn around the unapproved. Yeah, I taught people how to expunge their records.
Wow.
I taught people how to just get jobs off getting a pistol. Just don't be a person with a pistol. Like, oh, I have my carry now. Now I can be armed security. Yeah, see, it's just don't be that person that goes and gets a handgun. Right now you're
Right.
carrying around and you're not doing anything with it. You can be of a threat to somebody if you choose to have that mindset.
Right, as opposed to being a helpful hand and like staying away from being a hindrance.
Yeah, you gotta have a good mindset to carry a firearm, right?
Right.
It's any given day if something goes wrong, you're now the suspect.
It's over with. It's over with. It can happen so quick. And I used to think I was being smart back in the day when it was my time in the game.
Yeah.
I would tell myself, at any given point, I can get caught with all my shit. I'll do them 2 years. I'll eat those alive. But a gun just adds 5. Or it adds 10. And I don't have 5 or 10 in me, so I just won't keep the gun while I sell drugs. And then just pray that the Lord keeps a good team around me. But that's like smart within the ignorance.
Yeah, but the thing about it like this, somebody got to take that. Somebody's on the chopping block.
Yeah.
So if you the bag, you got to protect the bag, right?
Yeah.
Because you getting the money. Then your man's taking that, and it's like, do you have the money to
to get him right? And it's like you kind of have to prepare before you go into battle.
It's just like I tell the young boys nowadays, like, who's your OG? Who's your OG? What is he teaching you? Right? What is he teaching you? Because the way I look at it, the way I was raised, I wasn't raised by the right people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, if you're not doing better than me, and you older than me, stay the fuck away from me, bro.
Say that again. No, say that again.
If you're
Say
not
that
doing
again.
better than me and you older than me, stay away from me, please. Because it's a lot of people getting the wrong guidance out here.
The only thing you can do as an older person talking to a younger, more successful person, you can't give them any advice. You can only project. Hey, make sure I see what you're doing, but make sure you do it like this. Did that work for you? Because I'm assuming that you did it like that. Or it's like, maybe you should do this because I didn't. You know, it's like they're just projecting. So I think it's almost like mandatory to look up to the elders and to learn from them and to listen to them.
Until you learn they ain't shit.
Right.
You know how many people I come across or how many people I grew up with that I figured them out?
It's like you get old enough to see who they are.
Yeah, you know, and I was arguing with an older relative, and I said, I figured you out.
Yeah.
Like,
what age did that hit you at?
Shit, it really hit me when I got some bread in my pocket. So I tell you around like 24.
Yeah.
And then I figured out like, no, you really just trying to use me.
Yeah.
Or you're really sending me down the same road that you're down.
Right.
But you gotta think about it when you're looking at somebody, like, bro, you telling me, oh, these people broke, these people this, these people that, and then you turn around and you look at them and they're doing all the finger pointing.
Right.
Really, you just jealous of the people that actually are doing the stuff.
Exactly.
And being productive.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. When you look at history and the generations that we had, there was our solid generation, mass incarceration, and the generation after that. Those are the ones that we're supposed to be looking up to. They haven't actually realized yet that they were bamboozled. They still think that they have the information.
Yeah.
So it's like you'll talk to them and they're projecting what they think is the best option, whether they did it or not. But they haven't taken into consideration the world they grew up in doesn't exist anymore. You know, so it's like perfect example. One of my friends, he has a car dealership. Long story short, someone tried to steal a GTR from them. And the way these people tried to steal the GTR, they had one of those machines that takes the glass and just comes out calmly. They sat in the car with a computer. They reprogrammed the key, but the battery was dead. So they had to abort mission. So we're all in the workroom trying to think who could it have been. and they're throwing out names. I'm like, bro, it's probably a 16-year-old. Probably like some 17-year-old who knows the GTR is like that, knows how, like, don't sleep on this generation. Because all the shit that's at our fingertips wasn't even in your imagination when you were coming up.
They are far more advanced than we ever were at 16 years old, bro.
For sure. The Kia boys are in middle school. Yeah. How did they figure that out?
Getting money.
You know what I'm saying? Hey. And there will be a lesson at the end of it, and I hope they benefit from the lesson.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad
for sure.
I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. I catch you in my bro. Let's just pray. I'm like, all right, it's too early to be going outside. I am gonna dial those 3 numbers and say, yeah, come get them
for sure.
Because my thing is, I know the law now, right?
Yeah.
When I was, don't let the streets fool you.
Okay.
Don't let the streets fool you. Because it'll trick you out the position that you're in now.
Okay.
You're a tax-paying citizen now, right? You're getting money now, right?
Yeah.
As you see somebody outside doing something, you got a choice to make in a split second. You're either gonna let the people that you pay from your taxes come and do their damn job, or you're gonna go out here and make yourself a liability to the company, to the shop that we in now.
For sure. So, there was a video, and I think it was staged. Mm-hmm. You might have seen it. If not, let me know what you think. It's a house camera, like a video, security camera at someone's house. Some young boys trying to break in, and the owner rushes him out with the shotgun. Like, whoa, and they're standing there like this, and he's talking like, yo, you have to do this, young blood. Like, I can get you some money. Put the gun down to the beautiful message. But that's cap.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely cap.
That don't happen like that. Because if I'm coming to rob your house and I'm stupid, I'm a young, fragile kid, I'm sad, whatever's going through my mind. If you up a shotgun, I'm not going to think, well, let me see what he has to say, right? Someone's just going to start shooting, or, my bad, put it down, my bad.
Then you going to jail.
Yeah. So as I'm looking at it, I'm like, that isn't accurate. That's a great message, but it's not accurate.
It's not accurate. They look like they was in the South somewhere.
Yeah.
That's a stand your ground state.
So he would have loved.
He would have loved to let them shells fly.
He was waiting for it.
Man, he was waiting for that shit. And even if he did do it like that, and then who's recording? Sitting right there outside the house.
It was the camera. It was the house camera.
But the angle was crazy.
Yeah. They didn't leave the frame for 1 second. And you can hear everything.
So it's just, hell no.
Good message, though.
Yeah,
beautiful
good message, yeah.
But, Okay, so the first year, you said it was great. 300 plus students instructed. What's your goal when a student comes to you? What's your goal before they leave?
One, to make sure everybody makes it home safely, including myself, right? But to give them the information and the safety. I'm big on safety, right? I'm big on the 4 steps of safety. I'm big on the 3 steps of safety that you're going to practice every day, having a firearm on your waist and picking it up, right?
Right.
I'm big on these steps because if you can't, one, tell me these steps, but 2, perform them, you can't walk out of my class with your license. You can't.
That's beautiful.
You know what I mean? But the goal is to safely teach them, give them the proper information that they could take home, and provide to their family as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's from day 1 till the last day. It's all about safety and protection.
Safety and protection, and knowing how to work a firearm.
Do you think that there's a guy, Ant Glizzy. Very admirable story. He's a YouTuber now. Used to be a street dude, used to shoot. He's a YouTuber, full and full now. But he went and got his license, and whenever he flies around to do his interviews, he takes it with him.
Of course, should. You definitely should.
Do you think most artists should do that or continue to hire security? Yeah,
because why are you hire security and do that? You got to be able to. You are your own first responder. If I go out here and I see somebody that's coming to their aggressor towards me, whether they got their own 2 fists, whether they got a bat, a knife, or whatever object, I'm my own first responder. So when I feel as if though I'm in grave bodily harm, now it's time for me to protect myself.
For sure.
I'm not going to run around the parking lot until the police get here. I might be dead by the time they get here. Yeah, you're your own first responder.
And you're not going to stand behind the security.
No, I train too much, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to get away. But I train too much.
For sure. Before we get into the second part, just want to give a big shout out to Savage Inc., Jessup, Maryland. Butts, faces, legs, chests, everything, body piercings, all that. So if you're in Jessup, Maryland, you get that itch, you need a tat, come to Savage Inc. All right, Okay, so what is the future looking like for you? Because I know I'd spoken to Mark very briefly because I wanted most of the conversation to be on camera, and he said he's trying to get big plot of land so that he can have his annual gun shows, and that's his end goal, is to be able to do annual gun shows.
Man, that's first off, that's dope for Mark.
Yeah,
like, that's dope. Like he doesn't. I think he does realize. I ain't gonna say he doesn't realize, but he's really giving a lot of people gas.
Yeah,
to do their thing, especially black instructors.
For
right?
sure.
But
for
to
sure.
do their thing out here. But my end goal is one, FFL, to get a firearm store. You know what I'm saying? Get something like this to where as though a building, so other instructors can come in and teach their classes as well.
Nice.
Provide, I guess you can say, an environment for them to teach their students everything they need to do. But go worldwide, like well, nationwide, should I say? I'm definitely about to start traveling.
No,
my marketing team is crazy.
Yeah,
they're crazy. So
that's all you need is a beautiful team, and the possibilities are endless. One thing I noticed, I didn't know that gun instructions or gun instructors, I didn't know that industry existed.
Yes.
So the only thing I know about that industry is Derek Grace, Mark Chopper, and now yourself.
Yes.
I think it's beautiful that the only, like, it looks like us. It feels like it's for us. Like it's all in our favor.
Yeah.
So I think that the growth, the what's the word? Collaboration. If he's giving you guys gas, man, give it back. Just keep it growing. Just keep it growing.
I love what everybody's doing in the 2A community. There's not one person that I would, down at this point.
Yeah. But it's not a new industry, right? It's been around.
No, it's been around. We just shadow banned on like IG and all the other social networks. So, like 2 weeks ago they had us unfollowing people that we never unfollowed ourselves. Right? Like there's certain things that we can't do. If he said he was going to run an ad for sale for tattoos and put a price on it, he could do it.
Right.
But we can't sell guns to the community.
Yeah.
When really we're selling information and safety.
It's really just information.
That's it, man.
I think not enough people that are for it have allowed enough voice in the rooms where they make those decisions.
Yeah.
So I think it just in time. I think censorship. It's online censorship is a weird thing because it's new. But I think as long as we just keep monitoring it, it will evolve and make more sense. I think it's necessary.
Of course.
Because people shouldn't be able to just jump online and say whatever the fuck, But most of the stuff shouldn't be, like yourself, shouldn't be shadow banned. It should be exposed.
Yeah.
There's an instructor online. He teaches the trainings, like in your house. What happens if you're in the fridge and someone runs in, or if you're in bed if someone runs in. And he does his demonstrations, but with Nerf guns. and then he has this one drill where he rolls Lego all over the floor, and you have to go from here, make shots from here, and step on the Lego, but don't let it fuck up your movements. So I'm thinking, why is he doing that? But think about it. You're in a crib with kids. That your floor isn't necessarily always going to be clean. There might be Legos everywhere. You running from one room to the next, you just hit a fucking forward roll. So it's like, okay, so he's teaching how to move around the house. The others are teaching how to load it, how to unload it, which gun. So I think it's just a nice broad blanket or umbrella of the education field. Yeah. And I think it should be put in front of us. We should be able to look at the people teaching and feel that we can relate. It needs to be
seen because you need real life situations.
It needs to be seen.
Not people just taking you to class and having you shoot. Not seeing them train, so you don't know if they can even fucking shoot. You know
Do you teach real life situations?
Of course.
Nice.
But I teach it in person.
Yeah.
We get down, like tomorrow we're supposed to be at Fort Meade on a military base.
Nice.
Shooting still. Can you really shoot? You gotta hear that ping.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't want to see no paper or shit like that.
So you think your shots like that?
It got like that.
Yeah. Okay.
With work, everything gets better with work.
Yeah, I've been to the range twice.
Jordan and Kobe stayed in the gym, didn't they?
Oh yeah. Are you teaching your wife and kids?
Yes, of course. Well, I mean, they're not old enough yet, but my son has a fake plastic pistol.
And it shoots something?
Yeah, don't shoot nothing. I don't let them get there yet. I know keep your finger off the trigger. Keep your grip right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my oldest son, he's not older. I mean, my youngest son's not old enough. He just turned 1.
So you can get a concealed to carry in 48 states?
Yes.
if, for example, there's no stand your ground law in Maryland.
No.
But if I
no.
have my concealed to carry,
duty to retreat in Maryland, you have to retreat first. Yes, sir. You have to retreat. You have to go the other way.
and then shoot.
And then shoot. No. You have to run, and you have to, basically your back has to be against the wall with no exit point for you to defend yourself.
If you about to catch a body in Maryland, you better have to have had to catch that body.
Yeah, I mean, could you have left, right? So you got to think about it. Like, if I start arguing with somebody in here right now, I knew shit was about to get real when he said, fuck you mean, and he pointed his right foot out and pulled his pants up.
Yeah.
It was time for me to go right there.
Right.
There's a camera in here somewhere.
They're going to see that.
They're going to see that.
Yeah.
Why were you arguing with him for a whole minute
If your life was about to be in danger.
if your life was in danger?
Yeah.
As a permit carrier, I'm held to a higher standard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They might give
right.
the criminal the upper hand before they give it to me.
So I have my license. I'm ready to go, and I'm minding my own business, and someone comes and grab me. I'm in the wrong. I'm not allowed to shoot them if I feel threatened. I have to retreat first.
Were you in grave bodily harm? Were you threatened? Could you have gotten away?